Yeah! Welcome back, everyone. Man, it might even be just like a day from recording these videos in between, like 24 hours. But it's like, I cannot wait to get back in front of this camera to teach you guys sales. It's all I can think about. It's kind of insane, but I'm having fun. Let me say this to you guys. Thanks for getting to the final stage in the sales framework, which is closing. It's probably the part where people struggle the most, just because money's involved. Everyone kind of gets weird when money's involved. We're talking about prices. The tonality even shifts. Maybe you start stuttering a little bit and stuff like that, coming across uneasy, less confident. And you got to remember, closing, it should be a no-brainer at this spot for the prospect, because you've done all the wonderful things we've talked about in the previous videos up to this point, right? Rapport, pain, grab the pencil and paper, write down, show the value, show the ROI, show the transformation. The value, showing the transformation of utilizing our services. Now we're here in closing. Okay, so grab your pencil and paper, guys. This is probably, like I said, the most important part. It's really easy to do if you've done it the right way. And I need you guys to understand, if you can't close, none of the other stuff matters. Your accounting degree, your tax certification, your bookkeeping certification, none of it matters. You can have the best service, and I think you guys know this. You can have the best service, you can build the most value, but if you don't ask for the sale, you don't get paid. And I think you guys are starting to realize this in month 6, year 5 of owning a business and really getting this going. I got to learn how to talk, and I got to learn how to sell better. So remember, you can have the best service, you can build the most value, but if you don't ask for the what? The sale? You're not going to get the moolah. That's just how it works. By this point in the conversation, you've already done the hard work, and we kind of went over that before. But remember, you've built the rapport, you found the problem, you showed the opportunity, you've proven the ROI, and there's only really one thing left here, and you need to lead them past the finish line. You have to take control and be the leader that they're looking for. I call this maybe a core principle that you could write down on your notebook in your closing section. You got closing on your notebook. Core principle, I'd write that down. One thing that you need to understand as a salesperson, a bookkeeper, a tax preparer, someone who's selling your services, remember, this can apply really in all industries. It's really all the same principle. But write this down. Core principle, closing isn't convincing. I'm not convincing anyone of anything right here in closing. I'm simply helping them get done what they need done. They have a problem. I know I can fix it. Let's take care of this. Closing is leadership. Let's write that down. If you're not a leader, you're not a closer, right? If you can't close you on you and do all the things in the day-to-day that matter, you can't close other people, right? So it starts from not lying to yourself, doing the things you're going to say in the day-to-day, going to the gym, not eating the meal, doing X, Y, and Z, saying you're going to your daughter's dance, you go to your daughter's dance. It's the small things, right? So you got to close yourself before you can close others. Write this down. Because if they stay where they are, they already told you what happens. It's your job as a bookkeeper and a tax preparer. I mean, at the end of the day, you're offering a service that normally helps people retain money, get back money, understand how their business is working, how it's flowing, how the blood is pumping. They've told you. You know where everything's at right now. You pretty much know what the next 6 months are going to look like. You know what the next year is going to look like. So guys, if it's not for your leadership skills in the closing, you already know what's going to happen. They're going to stay where they are, and nothing's going to change. So you got to help change their lives. That's why you're a bookkeeper. You want to help change people. So guys, listen, I'm going to actually give you my framework to closing here, and I want you to go ahead and write this down. So here's exactly how I close every single time. Step 1, you want to recap the pain plus the outcome. So John, based on everything you told me, you're currently behind on your books. You're not really sure what you're going to owe in taxes. Last year you got hit with a surprise bill. What you want instead are clear numbers every month, a plan for tax season, and to actually keep more of what you make. Am I right or am I right? Or you could just say, does that sound right? Pause. Write this down. Step 2. The next phase you're going to kind of move into is the transition to decision. So just pick up with perfect, because they'll respond, does that sound right? They'll say something, you say perfect. So at this point, it really just comes down to one thing. John, are we going to fix this now, or are we going to let it keep costing us money? You tell me, it's your business. Pause. Let them respond. Write this down. Step 3. The very next thing you're going to do within this conversation is present the offer simply. So remember, are we going to fix this now, or let it keep costing you money? He's going to respond, all right, John, so here's what I recommend. And write this down. Step 3, present the offer simply. Here's what I recommend. We get your bookkeeping cleaned up and handled monthly. We take control of your tax strategy going forward. That way you always know your numbers and you're making decisions before it costs you. Does that sound fair? Bam. Pause, move in, assume the close, guys. Let me stop right here. Write this down, assume the close. You should always assume the close. If you did your job right and you went through the framework correctly, number one, you believe in yourself, you believe in the services, you know you're the one for the job, you should always assume the sale, right? It's the people who don't make enough money, they don't assume the sale. It's the ones who make a lot of money, they assume the sale, right? So assume the close. All right, so what I'd say in this situation is perfect. Let's go ahead and get you started, John. I'll take care of everything for you. Move forward like it's done. Handle the hesitation if they hesitate. Guys, remember, don't panic. This is normal. Just think like if you're going to go get a new car, right? You go in there, you're a little unsure about things at first. Oh, I don't know if I want to do it now or today. Okay. You sense they start to panic and hesitate, and that's normal. It's all part of a deal, right? But you have to understand that there's layers within objections. So as long as I can beat layer 1, layer 2, and layer 3 and normally just have a really great conversation about them or what are their concerns and moving forward, you know, they already like the product. They already spent the 20 minutes with you. You guys have been doing this a long time. What you need to identify basically is it you don't see value in what I offer, or is it the cost? And then a lot of times you can delve into those conversations. But it's through good communication that you'll beat objections. So let's kind of move into a little bit of objection beating. So, and these are just really surface level. I mean, obviously, if you guys are, inquiring with me and I'm training you on your stuff, I'm going to probably give you better things. But you can do a lot of damage with this stuff right here, baby. So write this down. Hey, I need to think about it. I get that. But usually when someone says that, it's not that they need time. It's that they're unsure about something. John, let me ask you, what specifically is holding you back about the offer on the table or the value that I can provide for you? So you want to pause and isolate, okay? Pause and isolate. Common objection normally get is, well, we just don't have the money for that right now. And the good one to hit them with is, John, listen, we totally understand. Based on what we just went over, this is already costing you more by waiting. So the real question is, do you want to keep paying for the problem or invest in fixing it? A lot of times they're going to go with you. It's the layers that you have to get through. That's all. A good closing line to really hit people with is, let's go ahead and get this one. Hey, look, you didn't get on this call to stay the same. Let's take control of this now and get you where you want to be. If you follow this exact structure, you're not chasing clients anymore, you're leading them. And that's the difference between someone who offers a service and someone who actually gets paid. Guys, realize what I just said. If you follow this exact structure, you're not chasing clients anymore. You're leading them. And that's the difference between someone who offers a service and someone who actually gets paid. So we've gone through the framework. You can see how closing is probably one of the easiest things to do. Those who are in my circle know Nate is a wordplay guru, word chat guru. So really what I'm doing here is just kind of giving you basic framework, rapport, pain, ROI, write it down, show the value, sell the transformation, here's the close. This is really basic stuff right here. I'm going to put out really high-level videos in terms of word tracks that can kind of get you guys going and having fun with all of that. But understand, you can take a lot of the stuff that I'm teaching here, even though it's mainly for the accounting industry. You just take the concept and you can apply it to trucking, B2B, SaaS, really anything. But I also want to say, too, if you do have a firm and you offer maybe tax, or you offer bookkeeping or advisory, we also offer those that you can offset the services that you're currently taking. So if you offer bookkeeping, you want to add tax, we can provide those too, that certification for you, and have wonderful coaching post-certification to make sure that you understand and are implementing the education correctly. So just really beautiful things in terms of obtaining your certification. Universal Accounting Center, go ahead and check that out. You guys can always schedule directly with me and kind of talk with me, which is always wonderful. But I hope these videos really help you guys. Speaking of closing, I just want to kind of end on mindset. I think mindset is the most important thing. You guys have to stop viewing yourselves so much as a bookkeeper, an accountant, or a tax preparer, and really switch your identity and how you view yourself as someone who closes deals, as someone who brings in the big money and closes the checks. Yeah, your skill might be the bookkeeping and the tax preparation, but more importantly, your identity needs to be that, hey, I'm a closer. And that the more deals I can close, the more I'm going to feed my family and grow this firm. And always think with the end in mind. So, hey, the point of this is eventually to sell it, right? And if I can think like that, I'm always going to move differently. I'm always going to think like a closer. In the level of thinking, the frequency of my thoughts, right? The way I'm thinking, actually my body will rise to that state of physicality in terms of action, pace, speed, urgency. Right, so if I view myself as a closer and I got this crazy skill set as a tax preparer, bookkeeper, well, I'm probably going to have a beautiful business. So, yes, bookkeeping is the most important thing to your business, but naturally I would argue and say I think sales is probably your most important skill for you to have as a tax preparer, bookkeeper. So I hope this teaches you to close like a pro so you can stop losing deals and finally get paid the money that you're worth. Just remember, like and subscribe, and we're going to be putting out a lot of videos. Have a wonderful day.